I'm Chadwick Jones, reviewer extraordinaire. Let's talk about the classic 1987 children's film, The Brave Little Toaster. Based on a novella with the same name, the movie tells the story of a toaster and his fellow appliances going on an adventure to find the human they love. The film has great animation, well-developed characters, an original story, and the worst musical numbers in any movie ever.
I come from Casey, Missouri, and I got my kicks out of Route 66, every truck stop from Butte to M.O.
It's too late, we've got to operate.
Just try to relax. It's the House of Wax.
Since you came here uninvited, we all made you be delighted. This is not the time or place to hatch.
10 years later, they made a sequel. It sucked. But they had another film already in motion, so they decided to release that one a year later. So let's take a look at the film IMDb describes as Thomas M. Deutsch's underwhelming sequel, The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. We may as well start at the most obvious oddity, the title. Imagine being a child who grew up watching The Brave Little Toaster, a movie with scenes like this. And then you hear that the sequel is called The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. It doesn't even sound real. It's like if they made a Ghostbusters movie called The Ghostbusters Cure Cancer. It's really offsetting. The opening parallels the original film by initially showing the appliances in their natural, God-fearing, inanimate state. Until... Alrighty, I may as well introduce you to the characters. There's Toaster the Toaster, Blanky the Electric Blanket, Lampy the Lamp,
Woodpeckery the Woodpecker, Mousy the Mouse, and Chickadee the Chickadee,
Radio the Radio, and Kirby the Vacuum Cleaner. We also have new characters.
I like bread and butter. Oh, it's that little pest from the junk drawer.
I like bread and butter. Wah wah doo da day.
Why does he have a hearing aid?
Where'd he come from anyway?
He was in the junk drawer when we moved in, remember?
A former owner of the house must have left him there.
I still can't figure out why they didn't toss him in the old trasheroo when they moved in.
You know the master. He never throws anything away.
Is their owner a hoarder? Their owner, who everyone refers to as the master... No, but that would be awesome. Returns home, with his wife carrying a small bundle.
It's a new masterling.
It's a baby!
A baby?
The machines get used to the new baby, called Robbie, as... No, we are not listening to this song! All you need to know is that they all grow a bond, the baby's life is put in danger, and music is butchered forever as we know it. Later that night, the hearing aid is up and communicating with something in the sky.
Yes, tomorrow night, I'll be ready.
The toaster then tells his friends about what he saw, and the team goes on a stakeout. Meanwhile... I love that shot.
Yes, I'm ready and waiting for your instructions.
Hey, movie, you do realize that being a microphone doesn't mean you can hear radio waves, right? Oh, who am I kidding? Compared to the rest of the movie, that moment is almost commonplace.
Wake up!
The gang chases after baby Robbie. They try to grab him, but only succeed in taking his clothes off. No comment.
Do it now!
After a scuffle, this happens. They then interrogate the hearing aid to find out where he went.
Okay, take a gander at my readout.
What does it all mean?
It's some sort of trajectory expressed in binary numbers.
Binary numbers? Listen, I know that this movie is for little kids who probably wouldn't know the difference anyway, but could you put in a little effort? Please? They then find out where the coordinates are from.
Mars!
There's only one thing to do.
Right!
We have to get the little master back.
Right! How?
Well, I don't really know how.
We all know somebody who might help. Our old college buddy.
Ah yes, this is Wittgenstein from the last movie. He is an old computer that was in the basement of... You know what? It doesn't matter. I will explain him like the movie thinks of him. The computers are smart and can do stuff.
Wait a minute. Are you telling us that you can actually come up with a way to get us to Mars?
Of course. Going to Mars is easy. The Club Med in Cancun this time of year would take some wrangling, but Mars is a cinch.
So, in true MacGyver style, the way to get to Mars involves a ceiling fan, a laundry basket, a microwave, and some microwave popcorn.
What do you think you're doing? Put me back. You better have a good reason for this.
Wait, that ceiling fan sounds familiar.
If I had known I was going to have to be on the bottom, I never would have agreed to this.
Hey, editor, who is that? Carol Channing? What the hell? So they fly to Mars using the power of microwave popcorn, leaving Ratso behind to deal with the baby monitor.
Are we there yet?
Not yet.
Well, how much further?
6 squillion light years.
Yeah, remember what Wittgenstein said? We'll be traveling double the speed of light.
You know, if I stop to point out every time this movie shatters the rules of reality, we're gonna be here all day. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start a counter at 5. I'm probably being a bit generous, but what you gonna do? They come across some helium balloons who sing a song about being trapped in space after someone let them go.
We're floating, west and east we go floating, free and released.
Usually I would skip this, but quite honestly, this is the best song in the movie.
So we're floating, floating, south and north we go floating, floating, backwards and forwards because of hands that gave us flight. Hands too little to hold on tight. Now we float forever, in and out of sight.
Big-lipped alligator moment.
Wrong show!
The popcorn must be done by now.
Don't turn off the microwave!
Did I make a boo-boo?
They come across Viking 1.
I was a pioneer. The most powerful satellite ever built.
Hey, he also sounds familiar. Dr. McCoy? Carol Channing is bad enough, but how did you go from Star Trek to this? He is accompanied by other Martian satellites and a Christmas doll. I know I said I wouldn't cut away anymore when it comes to lapses in science, but this one has to be addressed. The first movie was very clear. Electrical things can talk and think. That's fine. The second movie also included animals, which is also fine. Hell, the first movie had a sentient flower, so it's not much of a stretch. But this movie now includes dolls and balloons. It's made the rules unclear and confuses the audience. Can everything talk? Is it just things with faces? When the writers wiped their ass with the script, did it hurt its feelings? Tell us, movie! We need to know! Anyway, a herd of military toasters come in. No bullshit. Military toasters.
Military toasters.
My god, this is so surreal. Among this group of appliances who live on Mars, they find the little master.
It's the little master!
Now we can all eat that little child.
Is anyone else disturbed that this blanket, who is essentially a 30-year-old man-child, is acting so touchy-feely around this naked baby?
Hey, what a cool view of Earth.
Yes, the trajectory is perfect.
The countdown to blastoff will soon begin.
Tonight, we launch.
Great. Can we watch?
Of course. We'll see that you have a ringside seat for the destruction of the planet Earth.
Hey! The destruction of the planet Earth?
Why would you want to destroy Earth?
It obstructs my view of Venus.
So, back in the day, there was a company called Wonderlux that manufactured appliances with planned obsolescence. So, in order to escape their fate, the appliances built a rocket and went to Mars, where they designed a missile to destroy the Earth for revenge against their evil masters. Now I think I should prepare you for something. What happens next is the most surreal thing in the entire film. Yes. More surreal than the Lightspeed laundry basket. More than the space balloons. Hell, even the godforsaken battle toasters are closer to reality than what happens next. So, without further ado, here is their leader.
Power to the appliances! Power to the Supreme Commander!
Welcome to Mars. We have waited many years for a response to our call to arms.
Is there even a reason for me to go on with this review? The movie's over. The Brave Little Toaster, a movie with some of the most dignity I have ever seen in an animated adventure film, has met a giant refrigerator who is planning to destroy the Earth. But you know what? I'm going to continue. Why? Because that's not the strangest thing about it. Yeah. The fact that this thing is 10 stories tall and leading an assault on planet Earth is not the strangest part about this thing. Moving on! So Toaster is unable to convince the Supreme Commander that his ways are wrong. The Christmas doll then suggests that Toaster run for election, since there is one happening in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes? Well, that's lucky.
Not really. There's an election every day. The Supreme Commander likes the positive reinforcement.
An election every day, huh? No wonder it's taken him so long to come up with a plan. They have another song sequence to demonstrate the election debates. Basically, Supreme Commander thinks that humans are bad, and Toaster says humans are good. At the end, each candidate is asked a single question.
Supreme Commander, why should you get my vote?
Because I'm bigger than any of you.
I think that was the policy that got Putin in for the last few terms. When Toaster is asked to describe the unified field theory, he is naturally baffled. But hearing aid was used by Albert Einstein, so he decides to be Toaster's running mate. Then this happens.
By generalizing the geometrical structure of space-time with the additional geometrical elements needed for this generalization. Since no unique generalization of various
after the election is over, we find that Toaster won.
By a landslide.
The exact figures were 152,866,334 to 1.
Of course every single person decided to vote for the guy they've known for approximately 20 minutes. The Supreme Commander invites the gang over to say congratulations, and I'll let the scene speak for itself.
It's an escalator. Come on, guys, let's get on.
Wow. He was so upset he must have self-defrosted.
Welcome, friends from Earth. I've been expecting you.
Look!
Huh? It can't be. Is it you?
Is it you?
Yes! Yes! Rather, it was you contacting me on Earth.
Who else? You see, when my master Albert Einstein went to the New World, he left in a hurry.
And he inadvertently left my twin behind. He was always such a bit absent-minded for such a smarty pants.
I was found by the notorious Dr. von Geigerfunken. Worked very close with him, you might say. And I learned all about anti-gravity propulsion.
What turned you against humans?
I spent too much time with Dr. Geigerfunken. All that man listened to was talks of bombs and missiles and warheads. When you live with someone for a long time, it rubs off. But something made me remember the basic good...
This is the strange part. In case you didn't pick up on it, the Supreme Commander is actually a hearing aid inside of a refrigerator, inside of a much bigger refrigerator, and said hearing aid was hypnotized by the Nazis. Kind of an obvious twist, really. So everything wraps up as the Supreme Commander and the Christmas doll decide to come along with everyone.
I must say I've enjoyed this new perspective, looking up instead of down.
Seriously, Carol Channing? But, oh no! Supreme Commander forgot to deactivate the missile! In a split-second decision, both him and the toaster leaped down to stop the ignition.
6. Up on top!
3, 2, 1. Ignition.
Sadly, this leaves them stranded.
We have to go back down.
We can't. We don't have anything organic left to zap us into hyperspace.
Wait a minute. Yes, we do. I'm organic. My hair is real human hair, and the feathers on my dress are real goose down. And my petticoat is genuine Austrian linen.
Right, so I looked up Austrian linen just to see what she was talking about, and I found that of all the ingredients that go into making that stuff, one of the most predominant ones is hemp. Knew weed had to be involved in this somehow.
And you'd give all that up?
The spirit of Christmas is to give, isn't it? Now get a move on! We have to save Toaster!
Wait, her voice is starting to sound familiar. Come on, editor, who is it? Judi Dench? Donald Trump? Who? Oh, it's Kate Soucy. She's a voice actress, most well known for playing Phil and Lil in the Rugrats. I'd be mad, but honestly, this is the one celebrity that actually isn't out of place in this movie. Of course, they all get home safely, the parents never discover a thing, and Robbie finally learns to walk. Oh, sorry, did I forget to mention that riveting subplot? Because I also forgot to mention Kirby losing his hearing, Calculator gaining purpose in life, Blanket coming to grips with change, and Microwave not being civil with the other appliances. This movie has about 12 subplots and drops them in a minute after they're started. The Christmas doll decides that nobody will ever love her when she looks like that, and decides to throw herself away. That is until the master's wife literally picks her out of the garbage and says,
"Well, Rob, one thing I learned from you is never to throw anything away."
So yeah, hoarders.
Toaster?
I don't believe it.
What's he doing? Like father, like son.
And now he's bringing in the chainsaw, and some rusty nails, and that dead possum on the back porch. Remember, we never throw anything away. And thus the movie ends with everything the way it should be. Hey honey, have you noticed that our ceiling fan sounds like Carol Channing? Yeah, I think the blades need adjusting. So that was The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. It's weird. Admittedly, it's not promoting bad morals, except for hoarding maybe. At its core, it's just a tale about underdogs defying odds and saving their loved ones. But the end result is so strange. Why Mars? Why this? Why that? In short, it's not such a bad film to leave on for your kid when you want them to shut up. But if you want something that is fun for both kids and adults, I'd look somewhere else. Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. Here's the mail, it's always great. It makes me want to celebrate when it comes the locals say. Here's your mail, mate. Wow, thanks, Postman Sock. Hey, it's a letter from Don Macaroni. Dear Chadwick.
Sorry I can't tell you what the next movie is in person. My associates and I are currently in Vegas on an annual trip. Today I lost 5,000 simoleons. But I broke the guy's kneecaps, so he doesn't seem to want the money anymore. Anyway, the next review is gonna be a Stephen King movie, Firestarter. Good luck with that. All the best, Don Macaroni.
P.S. Please don't go into a suicidal depression over what your life has become. That man is always thinking of me.
If it's so easy, why hasn't anybody else gone there? Huh?
Nobody ever asked me to get them there.